Hello you crazy beautiful people. So today we're going to be doing a bit of a Q&A session. So let's see how this goes, shall we? So for my first question I got asked about my life before I had Noah. Now I do plan on doing a completely separate video about this, but before I had Noah I was actually in the Royal Navy as a caterer. I did that for 9 years. It was an experience, we'll leave it at that. But no, it was fun, it was stressful. With every job there was its highs and its lows, but I got to see like the pyramids of Egypt. I got to go to Pisa, I got to see the Colosseum in Rome, Table Mountain in Africa, went all the way down to the Antarctic as well on one deployment. So yeah, I definitely ticked off a couple of travel boxes doing that. That was fun. My next question was actually about my top 5 songs. Right, so when it comes to stuff on the radio, I will pretty much listen to anything. So I'm going to do my top 5 musical theatre songs instead. Sorry. We'll go with that. So at number 1 I've put Defying Gravity from Wicked. On the soundtrack that I listen to, obviously it is the original Elphaba, the Green Witch, Idina Menzel, and that girl can sing, like, oh, it is such a good song. Waitress, She Used to Be Mine is number 2. Number 3, I've got One Day More from Les Mis. It's got so many parts in it. Pretty much everybody is in that song from the show. It's the end of Act 1, so yeah, it's a good song. I kind of always pretend I'm effing in, no, not gonna lie. Another Waitress song is at 4, and that's What Baking Can Do. And at 5 I've got That's the Way It Is, which is in And Juliet. It's sang by Cassidy Jansen. Yeah, we love Cassidy, so I had to put her in there somewhere. Top 5 films. So, Back to the Future, 2. Controversial, but I prefer 2. Pirates of the Caribbean, the original. Literally, I can quote the whole movie. I saw it so many times in the cinema. I loved it. Loved it. Labyrinth. I don't really need to explain that, do I really? Mulan, the Disney movie that everybody forgets about. Peter Pan. Love Peter Pan. The original writer, J.M. Barrie, he's brilliant. Disney obviously done their own way of doing it, but I really enjoyed that movie. And I'm sorry, but I got asked Doctor Who questions as well, so if you're not interested, cut off now, but I've got some Who questions as well. So favourite doctors: Sylvester McCoy, Doctor Number 7, love him. It's the fact that he has dark moments. He's not always comic, he always has that like inner dark side to the way he does stuff, and I love that. Peter Davison, purely because he's cute and I just want to give him a massive cuddle. And of the new ones, it has to be David Tennant, doesn't it? Of the new ones, it has to be David Tennant. Favourite Doctor Who episode? It's going to be a classic, isn't it? The one that's right behind me, Survival. Just there. It's got cheetah people in it. Leading on from that, my next question is people from Doctor Who that I'd love to meet. Sophie Aldred. Of course I want to meet Ace. Love that. Alex Kingston as well. Yeah, I'd love to meet River. That would be awesome. My 5 favourite Doctor Who villains. This took me a while to write out, actually. Basically because I couldn't remember how to pronounce some of them. But for number 1, Cybermen. They've been there since day 1, basically. All of them, including the lone Cyberman from Jodie's most recent episodes. But the ones that freak me out the most are the original black and white ones. I think what separates them from me from the Daleks is the fact that they're actually human. That's the scary part. Is the fact that they used to be like us. That's definitely my number 1 villain. I'm doing this backwards, aren't I? But that's number 1. So number 2, I've got the Master. Once again, I'm going to be old school and say Anthony Ainsley. As the Master. Now, he was the Master from Doctor 5 to Doctor 7. He was a good Master. Don't get me wrong, I love the new ones, but he's my favourite. Old school again, Fenric. Number 3 is Fenric. Number 4, Daleks. I don't think you can do a Number 4 is Daleks. Now, I don't think you could actually do a who's your favourite Doctor Who villain without mentioning the Daleks at all. I don't really need to explain those pepper pots to you. Now, the last one I've got on this list is the Mara, which is another classic villain. It's basically a evil that takes over people's bodies, and the way that Janet Fielding portrays the Mara is fantastic. She plays Tegan, and she's one of Dr. Five's companions. Right, so that's the video for today. Random one. I'm struggling to try and find some content to put on here, to tell you the truth, because like I've said before, I don't really want to talk about shows because they're kind of irrelevant at the moment. So I will see you next week at some point. I'll try and figure out what to do then. See you later.